What's up, everybody? It's Omar. It is February 5th, 2018, 6:52 p.m. in the evening. And I wanted to make a video building my watch list, but also going in a bit of a rant and kind of, just deviate from what I normally do and talk a little bit about the market and what I think and, share a little bit of my knowledge. Now, I'm not so for one, I don't claim to be the smartest person on earth. I know I'm not. And, but I've lived life, and what I do have is a lot of common sense. And, and today we saw the market. I mean, look at this. Dow lost 1,100 points, almost 1,200 points, down 4% today. I mean, everything is red. Everything is red. Insane, right? Now, if you go to I'll go to my Twitter, and I think back, and I can show you this, right? That is timestamped, right? Everything I do, I'm transparent about my wins, about my losses, about everything that I do. I keep it 100 with everybody. I don't sit here try to front like I'm, like I'm perfect, and every day I'm making a killing in the market. I post my losses, I post my wins. When I'm off, I'm off. I tell it all. All right. Now, I want to share something with you guys. Let me go back. I think it was here. All right, so this is what I said. January 15th, I said, everything has gone so parabolic. I have a bad feeling about this year. I had the same feeling back in 07 and sold all my real estate before the crash. I don't know why I sense a monster crash is coming, and it will happen in a single moment. No warning. Hope I'm wrong. Well, I was right. All right? We had 1,100... point drop, the biggest in history. All right, now if you're asking me, is this the beginning of a bear market? I have no fucking clue, and nobody else does either. Do I think that this market is gonna turn bear at some point? Absolutely. Now, let me tell you why I think that this is gonna be a bear market over the next year. All right, so you know that, and fuck all the political affiliations, that you're a Democrat or Republican or liberal, conservative, all that bullshit, right? I'm neither, okay? I just I do my research. Somebody expresses an opinion about policy, I do my research and see if it makes sense, it doesn't make sense, and etc. Right? That's kind of how I kind of come to my decisions about things. Now, let's talk about the tax cuts, right? So the tax cuts were intended to, boost the economy supposedly and help the middle class supposedly. Now, let me tell you the truth about what happened. It was a fucking con job, okay? This whole tax cuts and all the shit you had CNBC and all that is bullshit. Let me tell you something. The tax cuts is what's gonna set the economy into a recession, and I'll tell you why. And I'll try to explain this simply. So let's say I have a party, right? A Super Bowl party. And I have 10 people over, okay? Now, let's say there's no food in the party, so we decide to order pizza pies, right? So we order pizza pies, right? So let's say 3 of those people say, you know what? I put in this amount of money, so I'm getting a whole pie, right? So let's say 3 people get a whole pie, right? And let's say the 5 others get a slice each. And let's say the last 2 get half a slice, right? So that's the economy. Think of the 3 people that got the whole pies as the 1%ers. Think of the other 5 people who got the slice of pizza as the middle class. And think of the last 2 people who got a half a slice as the lower class, the poor class. Okay, now think of the cuts. So when you think about food or those pizza pies in relation to the cuts, when the cut would indicate that those people, and I'm trying to explain this the best way I can, probably doing a terrible job, that got a pie of pizza with their tax cuts now got ordered 10 more pies. So think of 3 people now with 10 pies of pizza, and the middle class, right? They got that 1 slice. Well, they just got a slice, and they just got a half more of a slice. All right, so now they got a slice and a half. Okay, and think of the poor class that had half a slice now has a quarter of that slice. That's kind of how I can I'm trying to get people to understand how these tax cuts affect them. So the rich that got so much got ultra rich with these tax cuts, right? If I'm in the middle class, okay, that tax cut, I got a little bit of money, okay? Not enough that it's gonna, affect my life where it's gonna change things, okay? And the lower class, actually, I think their taxes are gonna increase a little bit. So they don't even have shit, and they're gonna add an increase in taxes. I say this to say this, all right? And I'm sorry if my analogy is poor. I'm just kind of spitballing here. That money, the top 1% has, they own, like, I think it's like 90 or 86% of the rest of the country's wealth. That money is not going to get to the rest of the economy. So the tax cuts that I got, like, I fall in that percentage group that got the 3% increase. It's not enough that, like, I could take that money and do anything with it. Okay, so that money is not going to trickle down to the economy. Okay, that's one. All right, so people are very narrow-minded when they say, oh, I got more money, Trump is amazing. You don't understand in relation to, it's like equating the analogy I gave you. It's like a guy who got a pizza pie, who doesn't need a pizza pie, can't eat the whole pizza pie even if he wanted to, just got 10 more pizza pies. So he's sitting there with a stack of pies, more pizza than he's ever gonna need or do or want. And that person, the other person, those other 5 people that got that one slice, they got half a slice more. It's not gonna change them, okay? It's not gonna impact anything, all right? You're still gonna be hungry, all right? That's what I'm trying to tell you. In relation to the real economy, that's not going to change anything. So, that money's not going to flow. So what's happening is with these corporate tax cuts, right? Companies are not, because what they're saying is, they're saying, hey, you know what? Not only did you get money, you should be so grateful. So most people on their check got anywhere between $2 and $50 more a week. That is not enough money to boost the economy, to get people buying and spending more. Okay, that's just not gonna change anything. All right, now so that's not gonna impact anything. Now the other case that they made was, hey, you know what, companies are gonna pay less taxes, so they're gonna just increase everybody's wages. Now that's bullshit. Now for all of you that are listeners, think of what they're saying here. They're saying, like, so for example, let's say, I'm trying to think of a company. All right, let's say I work in, I'm trying to think of, I work at Apple. Okay, Apple is the most profitable company in the world, right? They're basically saying, because of the tax cuts, Apple's gonna take every single position in the company and increase the salary range. So for example, they're saying that if I don't know, making this up, so if I'm one of the greeters, the people that greet you in the working customer service, okay, and my base salary was $20, okay, they're gonna start everybody now at $30, and every position within the company. So the janitor is gonna get an increase. Let's say the janitor made $15 an hour. Now the janitor is gonna make $20 an hour, and every position in the organization is gonna see a wage increase. That is bullshit. Okay, guys, where I work is the most profitable healthcare hospital in the world. All right, they're not gonna give me a fucking salary increase. All right, nobody's getting a salary increase. That money, what's gonna happen is they're gonna use that money to buy back stock, so that shareholders, it can increase the price of their stock, and shareholders can get more dividends. And then the people in the top 1% of the company, so the executives and all those people, they're gonna give themselves increases. Money's not gonna trickle down to the rest of the employees. All right. So I say that to say this: a year from now, okay, what's gonna happen is, because the unemployment rate is going down, but it's not like jobs that are paying really, really well. It's like bullshit jobs. So what's gonna happen is, as that unemployment rate decreases, inflation increases, and that's what started triggering this. It's inflation increasing. Inflation is gonna probably increase 3 more times this year. So every time inflation increases, expect huge drops in the Dow. And then next year, right, when they look at the data and they say, wait a minute, the money's not trickling down where we thought it was. People aren't spending more. Matter of fact, wages stagnated. Like, Nobody's making more money. We were supposed to be making more money. More money was supposed to be flowing. Well, it's impossible for it to flow if the top 1% that got all the fucking money and got more money, there's not enough people between them to spend it throughout the economy. The real tax cut should have been, they should have said, hey, anybody making between 40,000 and let's say 250,000, you know what? If you're paying 28%, you're gonna pay 18%, 17% for the next 5 years. So if I'm Joe Schmo teacher and I was making my take-home pay, what after taxes was 1,000, now it's like 1,600. That is a significant difference. So if I'm in the middle class and I'm seeing a significant difference like that, now that money would have been moving through the economy because it's the middle class that spends. All right, that's not what's happening here. They gave it all to the top. They just made themselves ultra rich. So Trump fucked you guys and the Republicans fucked you guys. I'm not a liberal or Democrat, just so you know. I'm just telling you the truth. So what this means is that all the stocks, everything's gonna fucking drop in price. Every fucking thing. So my advice to you, right? Because I used to have multiple real estate properties. Is I've been wanting to buy, but I haven't bought anything because this is what I've been waiting for. And you know what? I think housing is gonna drop a whole lot more. So hold off if you're looking to buy because you're going to be buying high. It's just like stocks. You don't want to buy high. You want to buy low. And I think the Dow is going to drop significantly over the next 2 years. People, don't listen to what you hear on CNBC. It's going to be a fucking shit show. At least that's my, that's my analysis. And back in 07, 08, I was right then. Okay, you saw what I posted in January. I was right about that. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm always right. I was saying that the Dow was going to touch almost 30,000 in a year, and people thought I was crazy when I was on my Facebook Bullish Bears group. Everybody just, was saying I was nuts, and it got up to 26. I'm not saying I'm genius or anything like that, because I'm not. But I have a knack for some of this stuff, and I could be completely wrong. But I think we're gonna see a shit show in the next 2 years. The Dow is gonna take a monster hit. But if you're saving your money, that is the time to buy stocks. That will be the time to buy real estate. Okay, so save as much as you can save. Keep your credit as good as possible. Fix it if it's all fucked up, because you're gonna have a tremendous opportunity to buy cheap. That is when you want to be buying, when everybody's panicking. Okay, that's when you want to buy. All right, so with that said, let's build the watch list for tomorrow. So the Dow is trashed, right? And these were the stocks that I had on my watch list for today. I made a video on it. You can go watch my video. I had entry points for these stocks. If we go to Market Watch and we go to Triggered here, we can see. So the first stock I had here was POTN. If we look at POTN, I had an alert. Let's see if there was more. There was one at the mark, short the rejection of 48 or buy the dip. So when the market opened, let's see what it did. Okay, it actually dipped below 48, so theoretically you could have took a short, but look what happened. Really interesting. So this is the Fibonacci, right? This is the 61% retracement. Look, the stock retraced 61% and then just took off, and it got to a high of what was it, 56 right here. Let me see, is it up after hours? Because usually it'll show me the high. Oh, actually the high was 64, but yeah, it got to a high 2 days ago. But the high here was about 56. And I had another alert on it. Let me go and take a look. What happens is when the alerts trigger, it eliminates from the screen. So I had trend lines there just to track it. So I put 53.95. That's where I had, because that's where the high was, I think, on Friday. If we look at the chart, yeah, that's why. So right, so what did I always say? I say don't buy the breakout, right? I always say wait for, and I think, where is it? Let me look. 53.95, which would have been about right about here, somewhere around here. So let's just put 54. The reason why I don't tell you to buy the breakout, because you want to see a retracement. So here the stock gaps up, retraces back. There's a 50-day moving average, but there's really there's volume actually here, and it gaps up and then it kind of breaks. That's why you got to be careful, because you don't want to chase a breakout if it's going to sell off. I like to see it retrace and hold, and you see it really couldn't hold. It was pretty much done, and then it just kind of retraced and It's been in this sideways motion. Now what I'm gonna do is let's clear this out. I actually would still watch this tomorrow to see what it's going to do. So we're gonna make a watch list video, and I'm not gonna go through all the stocks because I went in through a rant, and but you can see I mean, there was some good opportunities here at some of these stocks. I had some great calls, especially on MAT. This thing, I had a buy the breakout over 1650. I'll talk about this one last one. I know it's a higher price stock. Why does it do that? All right, let's see. MAT was at mark, right? Short the rejection of 6050 or buy the breakout, right? So at 1650, we can see. Let's go to charts, and the market opens, and you can see that it was below the 1650 level, and right in this candle it broke 1650, which was like pretty much the previous day's close price. Gaps up to a high of 1684, gets to a low of 1657, and that next candle it got to a high of 1676, low 1662, then it hit a low 1659, then it hit a low 1653, and then it formed higher lows here. So this would have been the clear entry, and you could have rolled this up all the way up to about 1687 before it pulls back. And then, you know, it's just the market was so crazy that it kind of pulled back, got to 1622, and then was off and running, got to a high 1712. So there was a lot of volatility in this stock. But what we're gonna do is we are going to build a watch list for tomorrow. So let's see. I don't know what's gonna pop up. Maybe there's nothing really to trade. I like POTN again because these low price stocks, these over the counter stocks, when they break out, I mean, they keep running. And one of the reasons why I want to keep it on watch is because weed is still running. So let me just clear everything. Oh, I don't have it. I can close this out now. So right now, if we look at this, the high of day, this is a 15-minute time frame, by the way. The high of day was 56.99. So what I would do is I'm gonna create an alert. We're gonna leave the high Friday of 64, but I'm gonna create an alert for 57. So what I would do is to say so I would buy breakout if holds 57, or short the rejection. So if you have a brokerage like Interactive Brokers, you'll probably be able to find shares to short of this tomorrow. And these are the key levels. So 57 and 64, which was the reason why I have an alert set at 64, because it was the high of day Friday. All right. So if it breaks and holds those areas, those are key areas that I would be looking to either go long or short. Okay. It does have support here at this at this, let's see, what is it, the 50, what is this, 50 cent level, low of 50 cents. So what I would be looking to do also is, this is a key level here, right? So I would create another alert to say if it can't hold 50, short it. So it either short rejection of 50, or dip buy if hold support. Now I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. Right now it's at 51, but sometimes the market opens, it pulls back to like that area or dips below it, kind of holds it, finds a support level there, and then it can go off and running. You know, on the 5-minute time frame, it's below the 200-day moving average, and you know, still above the 200-day moving average on the 10-cent level, and it's right about at the 50-day moving average on the daily. So this is the daily. So we'll see what happens there. Now what I like to do is, again, oops, sorry guys, I got a bunch of stuff here and it's a mess. I like to run my scan. I was running my scan earlier, and I was just increasing the stocks, so I went up as high as $120, but you know, normally I do $40, and it didn't matter. 74 stocks show up, and you're gonna see that pretty much the weed stocks are the stocks that are running. So you know, I usually like to filter by volume initially, and then I kind of then go by highest percentage gain. Let's look at some of these stocks. So Tops was up on some bullshit pre-market, and it gapped down. I don't really care to trade it. EYES eyes is up. Now if we look at the yearly chart, you know, it got to a high. Look what it did. It got rejected. Look at the yearly at this high, which was at 255. It hit 258 for a second and then just came down. It does have this small little gap to fill below it. The highest it's been is at 283. You know, it's had a bullish trend before. Now it's at this key level, pull back to 226. Do I think it has another run in it? I don't know. I don't know anything about the news. I'm just looking at the straight technicals. I'm not sure if it's going to do anything tomorrow. We could keep an eye on it just to say. So I would only really look at this if it got at that 258 level. So probably around, I'm gonna put it right below it. So let's say I'm gonna put an alert. We're gonna put an alert at the 250 level. So we're gonna say, just to see how it handles, we get if can break 250 and hold above 258, go long or short rejection. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna get back there, but the reason why I'm putting 250 is because, you know, got to this area and it came back down. It's a psychological resistance barrier. But if it gets back up to this level and it can't break the 258 level, then, you know, it'd be a good short. Now, I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but that would be the only reason why I would look at this stock. It has to get to that key level, right? Because remember, you want to be in those key levels so that your risk is minimal, all right, and your return is big, okay? So I want to see if it's easy. It's nothing to borrow now, but it's probably an easy to borrow stock. So we'll put it on the watch list just to see. All right. But I don't know if it's gonna be worth anything. Now, look, the wheat stocks are running again. So ACBFF, look at that. Got up to it opened at 5. It got up to 8, and it's pulling back, and it's holding that 737 level right now, which is about the 61% retracement. It's looking like it's heading towards that above. It's above the 50-day moving average. It looks like it wants to get above the 200-day moving average. Definitely, I think all these wheat stocks, you should definitely keep an eye on them. They can run forever, to be honest with you, especially once they break to new highs. They just keep going and going and going. So a key level for me, honestly, this was at 970 Friday. You know, I want to see it break at least a higher day. So you know, you could theoretically look at it here and then see if it's gonna get back up to that 8. But remember, this is all considered resistance. For me, a key level would to see is it gonna break the higher day for today, which was, let's see, was what, 821. Yeah, 821. So what I would do is I would create an alert, say buy breakout if holds 821, because it may fill the gap back up to that $9. Buy breakout if holds 821 level, or short the rejection. Now, I don't know if it's gonna attempt to get back up there, so I would put an alert there, and the 5, and also this looks like to be the support level right now, right here. This what is this? This sort of like 695-ish area, 690. What is this? A low of 695. Yeah. So I would be looking to see. I would look to see. So we're gonna create an alert, and we're gonna say short breakdown of 695 level, or dip buy. All right, because what can happen is at the market open, it can retrace back to that level, kind of hold it, and then just take off and running. So those are the key levels that I would look at. Now, honestly, this is me, because I'm just more comfortable with fibs. Me personally, I would be looking at that 772 level. It's a 50% retracement level. If it held it, I would probably go long, just because I'm comfortable with fibs. But you know, not everybody is, and you know, it's a whole thing. So I mean, if it can get past, I would say 821 to me would be like the, you know, the safest play, because that instills a lot of confidence in people. They see it broke the previous day's high. Remember, you don't buy it when it breaks 821. You want to see it break above it, pull back to close to it, form a higher low somewhere, or back to it, hold that support, and then take off. That's where it's critical. Now, if it breaks below the 695, I think, you know, you got some support here at 665, and if it broke below 665, you know, this thing could tank. But I think the weed stocks are gonna run again tomorrow. That's just my hunch. We'll see. All right, so those are the key two levels. All right, I'm gonna put 2 more stocks and then I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna be able to trade tomorrow. I don't think so. So it sucks, but we'll see. Now the gold stocks I would look at too tomorrow, and also the volatility index stocks, volatility index indicators I would look at. So yeah, VKTX. This was on my watch list. I had said go long over 637 if it held support. So you know, had you took my advice, I said don't buy the breakout, and look, it gaps up here, pulls back, finds the support, and then right in here you could have quickly, you know, took this for 642 to 657, and like literally, like actually 660, where was the high here? 655. Yeah, in literally 2-3 minutes, and you could have made some money. And then it kind of pulls back, goes below it, but you see this is a 50-day moving average, and it kind of bounced off it and then took off, and you couldn't win above it again. But if it, once it rejected that 637 level, right? Because that was Friday's high. That's why I had it there. You could have took it short, made a nice short. I don't know if Thinkorswim is it easy to borrow? It's hard to borrow with Thinkorswim. It may not be though with Interactive Brokers. And look, this thing just completely tanked. I mean, it got to 5 and then it bounced. It went from 5 to, so it got range, man. This stock got range. So I'm gonna put this on the watch list again. And what I'm going to be looking to see is VKTX. Now, I'm just looking straight technicals here, right? If we're looking at the stock, because it has so much volatility, I would love to see it break the 664 level. So, me personally, I'm looking to see, is it going to break that 664 level? So, for me, I'm putting an alert to say buy breakout. By breakout, if holds 664 level, or short the rejection. So if it gets there and it can't hold it or bounces below it, you know, you can take it for a short if you can find the shares to short. I'm trying to see if there's any key levels. Right now, it's what's currently, the bid is at $6. Close at 631. It's kind of like fading, still above the 200-day moving average. There is some clear support here, so I would, just because it looks like some clear support here, I would put one more alert to say, you see how simple this is, guys? Key areas, support and resistance. So the low here was, well, let me cancel this for a second just so I can, and look at that, bounce right off the fibs, which is amazing. The low here is 576, yeah, 575. So I would, you know, and it had more support here in this sort of the 582 level. This is really where it had more support, but I'm gonna keep it about right here. So we'll say low 575. So we're gonna create an alert to say potential short break below 575, or dip buy if holds support between 575 and 582. Oops, 575 and 582 level, right? Because that's like a clear support level. Maybe what happens is, you know, market opens and it tanks and it kind of, you know, rebounds here and then takes off. All right. So those are the key levels, and obviously another key level here would be 529. I'm not gonna put it on here, but if you're watching this video, you probably should put another alert here at the 529 level, just to see if it holds. You know what? I'll just do it anyway. 529. I would say potential dip buy at 529. 529 key support level. And you see, guys, I'm putting my notes here because, you know, sometimes you don't always remember. And it's just good to know. That way you keep yourself honest. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's keep looking on TRIP. TRIP was at 34. Look at this with the market crashing. This thing was up 3%. It's up to 36. I don't know what caused it to move. It's kind of volatile. I'm gonna skip it. I know a lot of people don't want to. You know, a lot of people that follow me don't want to trade the high price stocks. I say trade them. You should. You should get very comfortable with it. I'm gonna skip it for now. I may put it on my watch list, my personal one, but I won't put it on this one. BW is kind of up and running. Looks good after a big bounce. Had first green day. I'm not gonna put on my watch list though. FUSZ. PVG. I'm just looking through stock charts. I don't like any of these charts. They don't look appealing to me right now. Look at that. Now Guess has a gap to fill above. Now I don't know. It retraced on the daily 50%. 61 is down here, so it may have more to give. Now because it's down so much, let's see. Because it was down so much at its first green day, I don't know if it's going to continue to go down. A lot of people don't like to trade these stocks, but I'm okay with trading anything, to be quite honest with you, if there's volatility. I'm probably going to skip this, but to me a good entry here would be if it can hold above the daily high, which was at that 1549 level. I'm going to skip it, but I may look at this, come back and look at this later. Let's see. So I'm just going through stocks, guys. You see, I'm just going through charts, and I've gotten so good at this that I can kind of go through this kind of quickly and kind of, you know, just know if I like the way the chart looks. This is kind of consolidating, so it's either going to break out or break down. ENPH. It looks like it's going to make a move one way or another tomorrow. I'm going to keep looking. Let's see. Let's see what else is here. This is just I'm just looking at stocks and all these crap. This would take a lot of time, guys, and this video's been too long, so I'm gonna stop. Yeah, here's a key level of Can. Can is a wheat stock, and see, even though this wasn't traded much, you know, it's up 5%. The wheat stocks are up again. They're all up. I think they're gonna keep running again. So I'm gonna stop with this. All right. So I put these 4 stocks. I'll put some others, but just know, guys, that when I look at stocks, all I'm looking are for key levels, support and resistance, for potential entries. You know, stocks that have been beaten down, don't neglect them either. Like a stock like this, 621, 773.21. What I would be looking to see is, hey, if it breaks below it, you know, I would be looking to short it. You know, and it may be a key level. Maybe it's gonna keep going down. It's had just one big red day. Maybe it's gonna have some more. You know, I'm just using that as an example. All right, I'm not saying that I'm gonna trade these stocks. I'm just showing you guys. So I'll look at some more. Maybe I'll add like 1 or 2 more. It's not a lot I like right now, at least from these prices, these price stocks. There may be some more, but I just wanted to go over that, guys. So I hope my rant made sense and you didn't turn this off through it. I'll keep looking, and now I'll put a watch list up for you guys. All right, guys. So have a great night. And like, share, and subscribe.